Morning everybody, and I drive past that garden every day and I didn't realise what had gone in there, and having a family and trying to establish community gardens, well done, because it's quite a hard job. My name's Joe Young. I'm from the Department for Communities and Social Inclusion from Disability Services. This is a story about co-design and transparency really, but it happened out of accident more than planning. I come from, I have been coming from an area called funds management. I've just recently left the role a couple of weeks ago, but funds management has the responsibility for providing funding to all the non-government sector for the provision of disability services in South Australia. It administers over $300 million a year, has about somewhere in the order of 10,000 people that are provided with support through it. We've had an old, antiquated system. It had manual processes. It was built in sort of something like Access, had no transparency. It required sending out contracts, getting them back in, invoices being processed, a lot of time and a lot of administration and a lot of errors. For us, time and issues equal money. It's the same in government as it is in the public sector and the private sector. We have issues around audit, we have issues around contract delays, we have issues around payments. And these affect our relationships with our stakeholders, but more importantly, it affects issues with the people that we're providing services to. So we really wanted to focus on a smarter way of doing business. Focus on the 5% that are issues, not the 95% that are okay. And so that's where we came to a point where we actually wanted to provide over the information to the sector, but also to individuals too. So what we've done is actually created technology as the enabler. We've got data from NGOs, the activities that they provide to individuals. We wanted to get their information to match what we had in our system and to allow electronic processing. We wanted to provide access to them, but also individuals about the services that they provide. So look, we've used a platform called Salesforce, which was 10 years old this year and is one of the biggest IT companies in the world now. It's cloud, it's software as a service. May seem scary, but actually it's workflow based, it's accessible, and it's been tailored to our needs. Really the benefits for us of a cloud has been the cost that it's been to develop. It's been iterative, so we've been able to change things really quickly. We've been able to share and improve what's been going on, both from the community and the provider's perspective, and it's also been able to allow us to be mobile. I guess the big fear is with cloud at the moment is that it's unsecure. Who owns it? Is it accessible? Is it not? We've tried to debunk those, and we have. We've got some of the most sensitive data in South Australia now in the cloud. And I guess the providers like Salesforce do this as a business, so that's their main game. They'll be more secure than many of our systems in-house. Implementation with NGOs has been iterative again. We were able to create a system to change it within 7 months of concept and deliver. We have upload activity now of over 90% of all our contracts, which is we're going to do about 4,500 this year in terms of contracts that are all electronically generated. And we have 80% of our invoicing, which is over $2 million of code. It's been massive rapid uptake. I guess the two key features for us is about being doing with and being transparent. We take data and information from people and from organisations and let them process what we've usually done in the past. This saved us time and effort and a lot of queries as well. And transparency. For the first time, our own providers, our own coordinators in the field that are public servants can see what we see in the government white halls, if you like, and can see what we see. They can see it out in the field. Providers can see what we've got in there. They can process those payments. And we don't need to process FOIs for individuals requesting information about their own services, which is crazy really when you think about it. So our focus has turned to individuals. What do they need to know? It's important for them to have control about their own services and their own money. And so what we've done is created a market-based quality system called My Support Advisor. This was very cheap to implement. We already had the platform, Salesforce. The providers were able to put in their own details like Yellow Pages, put it up online, and then let the citizen drive the quality. They can rate, review, and star things, and it allows providers to comment back. We have over 1,000 hits a month now, and it's changed the way that we're seeing people interact with us. I guess the issue for us is about implementation with our own employees. It's probably been the hardest thing that we've had to deal with. And sometimes it's about providing them different vision instruments to see what we're trying to put in place. That's been a tough battle for us, but we're getting there. And now we're realising the benefits. We're seeing the benefits for individuals being more informed about their choices. We're seeing benefits for service providers who can't wax lyrical enough about turnaround times in payment. And there's benefits for us as government as we administer more with less. Still plenty to do. We want to allow people perhaps to choose their own accommodation and to be involved in that placement around where they might live in the future and who they might live with, and allow contrasting the other side, who they may choose to live with. We want to allow mobility, more mobility. We want to provide accessible things for people with intellectual disability. There's a lot around vision impairment, but there's not a lot around intellectual disability in terms of accessibility. We're seeing some recognition. We've been written up from an international research company called Ovum. We're showcasing, like today. We've also had recognition at the recent iAwards. We think there's plenty of application for other places in government. Things like allowing people to have more choice and control about where they might live in public housing. For schools and interaction around learning. I've just joined school council and we're implementing Google Apps. Things like utilities and appointment-based services, and allowing people to choose their own time to come and visit. Co is like change. You need ideas, you need leadership and vision, but you need to do things together, and you need that understanding and joint understanding and commitment. But most importantly, you need to deliver in the end. So thank you very much.